don't know where it goes after that. What is that one, Richard?
That is Never Found the Time by America.
I sure do like America.
That was a request of mine. I did request that one, so I didn't have to guess that one.
Well,
You know, if Judson had prepared a little more after I texted him yesterday,
whoops.
said, hey man, make sure you got plenty of piano intros while we're recording at the theater.
You know how many I got?
One.
Oh, I did, yeah. One.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard, this is Judson.
Great measures.
We're gonna do a band called Labyrinthus Stellarum.
Whatever, man. You're making this crap up as we go along.
No.
What again?
Labyrinthus Stellarum. It's a Ukrainian band.
Oh. Is there a second Ukrainian band to do, right? Other than my ex-girlfriend's band, Ginger?
I feel like we've done more than Ginger, haven't we? But no, I've put some Ukrainian bands on one of my monthly videos, but I don't know if we've ever done another Ukrainian band. The song is called Ravenous Planet. It's from an album that just came out on May the 2nd.
Oh, it's new.
Brand new. The album's called Rift in Reality.
Rift in Reality.
One of my favorite releases of 2025.
Well, hot dog, Richard.
Yep.
Ravenous Planet.
Ravenous Planet by
Well,
Labyrinthus Stellarum.
Labyrinthus?
I guess.
Well, say it again.
Labyrinth, US.
Labyrinthus Stellarum. I guess you'll tell me what all this means later.
I don't have a clue.
Well, then I'll tell you what it means.
Yeah, there you go. I want to hear
You
your
make something up.
translation. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, this is Labyrinthus Stellarum,
So you say.
which we're going to assume means stellar labyrinth. In Latin.
Probably.
This is Ravenous Planet. Ready?
Proceed, Richard. Okay, Richard, what do you think about this music?
I just recently found this one about a week ago. I had seen a preview for it. There's a YouTube page called Black Metal Promotions. Shout out to Black Metal Promotions.
Shout out to Black Metal Promotions.
Really, really cool YouTube page. It's always playing and previewing new black metal music and upcoming black metal music. And I saw it on there. I feel like it's been months ago when I saw them on there. And then I had followed them on Spotify or something, and then it recently popped up earlier this month that the album had been released. And I just recently got around to checking it out within the last week or so and was blown away. So many hooks. It's thick, but it's got a lot of clarity to it. It's some of the hookiest black metal I think I've ever heard. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of melody.
The synthesizer.
Yeah, and it's two guys from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm. I'm sort of noticing that some of these projects that two guys are doing or whatever, they're so all the music, it's sort of hard for me to differentiate between some of the instruments in this song, except for the synthesizer, which is out in front. Even the harsh vocal is kind of drowned out a little bit. The drums are sort of in the back a little bit.
The drums are programmed.
Yeah, so you can tell.
Okay.
Right?
I couldn't tell, but
and with
I
the
don't have
boom,
that kind of ear.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it's Misha, I want to give them credit. It's Misha Andronati and Alexander Andronati. It's two brothers.
Mm. Well, I mean,
Misha does the guitars, Alexander does the vocals and the drum programming.
I'm not trying to talk crap about it. I'm just saying.
Better not.
No, I'm just saying. I think sometimes when I hear, when you're doing a lot on a computer, or with with technology in that sense, and I mean computers, and you're making a lot of those noises, they almost fit together so well in time and everything that you can tell that it's not made organically.
Especially in some of those more melodic parts.
I really like the melodic parts.
But it's hard to tell where the synth and the guitar separate.
I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't identify any instrument in the beginning of the song except for the synth, which was so far out in front until the guitar starts to mimic some of the notes of the synthesizer there towards the end. I guess maybe you could call it there wasn't really a guitar solo.
No, not really.
But there was a section that was that the guitars kind of. I really like
lead parts in there.
Mm-hmm. I really like the chorus of it where they're singing, and then when they break from the chorus, and then it kind of goes into space, and they do a little, and then they come back with the. I like the time, the rhythm changes.
Yeah.
Where it's faster or more involved in the verses, and then they kind of half it up and stuff, and I guess in the chorus is when you hear that boo. There's a really cool part in the beginning where it sounds like the low end was taken out, and they was just and it's always cool to take things out and then put them back in. Anyway, all I'm saying is it sounds sometimes when they're using programmable instruments that they're putting together, they're so on time. There's no lag with anything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where I like the lag, not necessarily being off time. Even if it is, it's kind of cool sometimes. But with a band, when you have people in the room playing, and I know in a studio you're trying to get it on time anyway, but that's just that little bit of lag sometimes when it's not there at all, and everything is right on the beat, I can tell.
Okay.
And it kind of makes me. I liked this song. I'm just saying, it's so precise that it's almost a little bit of a shame. Like, well, would a band play this live? Would there be 6 guys up there? Would there be 5 guys up there?
I mean, I don't have that kind of ear where I can hear something and go, that part of that's programmed, that's done too precisely. When I first heard it, I just imagined it being a full band.
Yeah, well,
it's my ignorance, but
well, no. I mean, it's not that necessarily I could tell that it wasn't that they were programmed drums or anything, because that stuff sounds real anyway. They you know, the technology's good, but it's just so. And all the other noises that are put in there. I mean, it's black metal sort of. A lot of it sometimes. More recent stuff sounds like Pink Floyd metal to me, because of all the soundscape. Yeah. Which I dig this. I like this song. There's nothing that stuck out to me that I didn't like. We're suckers for synthesizers, you know.
Yeah.
But it just, I guess, kind of like you were saying before, you can't really hear those other instruments in the beginning, and I think some of that comes from the fact that there's no separation in time. You know, there's no, the guitar doesn't come in a little early or feedback a little early. They've got all the sound so precise. It's just a wash of sound, and I know that's a black metal thing, but I think that's part of, you know, you would be able to tell more. You say you don't have the ear, but you do. It's just you're hearing it all as a whole, which you should. But as I was trying to listen for the bass, I couldn't zone in on it, or the guitars at first. I couldn't really zone in on them because they're being played precisely to all of the other things. You know, this music is heavily relying upon the beat, the rhythm, and where all those hits are. Mm-hmm. And even the drums, you know, they're not far ahead in the mid. It's just a wash. And I guess that's black metal, right? That's what it.
Sure. Yeah.
But it sounds like computer metal to me, because you can put so many noises and you can do all this stuff, and it's right. You know what I mean? But it's just so precise, you know.
Yeah.
That it sounds like all of it was done with a little MIDI keyboard on a computer and done. Not that that's not music. I thought I liked the song. Again, I just kind of. I don't know, it sounds like a lot of maybe modern stuff is sort of going that way.
I think it probably has a little bit to do with these guys being an independent band. They're not signed with anybody, so all of this is very DIY, probably a pretty low budget. I mean, I know that you can do it all with a very low budget, but when I say DIY, like they might not have the mixing capabilities of.
No, the song sounds good. It's just, I wonder, you know, a lot of times you if you're going to record something, if you're going to be a band and you're going to record something in a studio, you can get really, really happy with all the tools you have to your availability, you know. When you say, well, let's put an acoustic guitar up under this, let's put a piano, let's get an organ, do a little organ part here, and put a cello sound and get a computer and do all these other sounds, and you can do all that, and then you might make something cool, but then you have to say, well, what if somebody likes this and we have to put this on the road? We don't have all these instruments, you know, they're going to be expecting this. So I wonder, I guess
some bands just don't tour.
And that's kind of what I was getting at, is I wonder if some of this more modern stuff, let's just put out a release.
It's definitely more common these days.
Yeah.
It's not common, but it's more common.
Right, without saying now we got to go on the road and push this.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know. They may have a backing band that can do. I don't know. Like I said, this band is new to me, so I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all, Richard? Aren't we all?
Maybe trying to.
Yeah, but I mean, I really like the chorus. The synthesizer I think is really cool. Like you said, it's really hooky. All of it's really hooky. And it's a big sound, but I got a little bit distracted by kind of realizing that it's the manufacturing of it sort of shines through. The method of manufacture sort of shines through a little bit to me sometimes now when we hear some of these bands and you say, well, this is such and such his side project, and it's just him by himself. And then when you hear the recording, it's 13 instruments going on, and he does them all himself, and that's cool. That's cool. But it's also, we're listening to a band, and when you hear that at first, you think, well, where can I see him next? I want to hear this song. I wonder what the song sounds like live.
Yeah.
And you may never hear it live.
I had a hard time picking which song I was going to do because the whole album, I mean, it's one of the more addictive, maybe
I can see that
may not be the correct word, but it's one of the more addictive albums that I've heard.
You can use that word.
Well, I'm just saying I don't know if it's the right word in this context.
You in particular can use the word addictive. It's okay.
But
because he's a recovering drug addict.
I am. Coming up on 6 years next month.
Good job, dude.
Yeah. July 26th.
Yay, Richard.
But it's one of those where there really are no lulls. Every song is different enough. I mean, I can't sell it to you enough. Go listen to this album if you like this song, because it's so good. It's so good. I mean, every song is different enough that you don't get bored. You can determine, or you can discern which one, when a song ends and when the next one starts. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not, a lot of times, and especially extreme metal, for me, this is just for me personally, I can put my AirPods in and start an album, and I'll be 4 songs in but think I'm on the second song or something. This one is not that way. It's clear cut, and it's incredible. I love his vocal styling. I mean, I know it's very traditional black metal sounding or black metal sounding, but there's something about those high pitch screeches over those melodies and those harmonies and that black metal style of music that just it strikes me at my core.
Well, good.
And then you throw the synth in on top of it. I mean,
yeah.
The whole album, there's a lot. There's a couple of songs that have a lot more synth in them.
Really?
It's a very, I mean, obviously, Stellar Labyrinth of the Stars. It's a very cosmic sounding album.
Cosmic metal.
Yeah, cosmic. In my monthly video, I do this album, and I call it Cosmic Atmospheric Black Metal.
Yeah, we're coming up with new subgenres.
That may be already one, probably.
Cosmic metal.
Cosmic Atmospheric Black Metal.
Oh, Cosmic Atmospheric Black Metal.
Yeah.
CABM. The old.
I can't recommend this album enough.
The old CABM. Well,
Kabum.
cool. Kabum. Kabum. That's pretty good. That's what that sound is down there at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Kabum.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson. That was Ravenous Planet
Great Measures
by Labyrinthus Stellarum from the album Rift in Reality.
Got it. I was looking for it, but
I went blank.
I was looking at your dumb face for a minute.
I do have a dumb face. Have a wonderful day, everybody.